Hello and welcome to Track by Track Reviews. I'm Rory Sullivan, and today I'm here to talk about the new Grinderman album, Grinderman 2. Why not? Grinderman is the side project of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. No, not just Nick Cave, the entire band. I'm not really sure how that works, but I'm sure we heard a lot about that from their first album, which I did not get a chance to hear, but I'm definitely going to go back and check out. And also, I've heard admittedly not too much Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. All I've heard is Dig Lazarus Dig, but judging from that, it's easy to see why people like them so much. But Grinderman's been going since their first release, self-titled in 2007, and I actually stumbled upon this album on Metacritic. I was looking at what albums are coming up recently, and the album cover for this really caught my eye, so I went to YouTube and checked out the new video for Heathen Child, which was really intriguing. I'm not sure what it was about that song that just made me want to go get this whole album, but they just have a really interesting sound, really heavy. Nick Cave's lyrics are just really unique, and the video was insanely weird. Like that, I don't know how else to describe it. And like I said, the cover of this album really grabbed me. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know why I really, really like this album cover. And after listening to the entire album several times, it struck me that the cover is actually pretty representative of the whole album. On the cover, we have this wolf sort of growling, gnashing its teeth, possibly representing, the aggressive nature of this album. And then in the background, we have this really nice bathroom. There's like a Roman head over here, sculpture of a head, just a really nice looking bathroom, maybe representing the hints of beauty in this album, but at the same time it's a bathroom. This is where the toilet is. This is where we take our clothes off. It's a dirty place, and dirty is definitely a word that would describe this album. Some of the lyrics and just songs in general are incredibly sexually suggestive. And I hate to get so deep with you guys with this, but that's just what I saw. So anyway, we're going to get into the album now. The first song on the album, Mickey Mouse and the Goodbye Man, starts the album off with a bang. This song just kicks ass. Fuzzy guitars, awesome bass line. And this song is not precise. It is not clean. It's just raw, and I love it. Despite all these heavy, loud sounds coming through, Nick Cave really controls everything with his voice, building the band up with his singing of "We sucked her, we sucked her, we sucked her dry" until the explosion of instrumentation. And I'm not usually into this kind of music, but even I found myself headbanging along with this song. The second song on the album, which is due to be the second single on the album, Tamer, is, as the title suggests, very sexual. Think about it. Yeah, that's what he means. They call my baby the Worm Tamer, the Serpent Wrangler. I forget what some of the other ones are. And I originally wasn't too crazy about this song, but now it's one of my favorites on the album. And I think the lyrics are just ballsy and really funny, but also really kind of cool at the same time. Cave sings, "I'm only happy when I'm inside her," just incredibly raunchy. And Nick Cave shows his edginess with this kind of songwriting, but also showing a confidence that has made him so beloved and timelessly cool. The next song on the album is the first single, Heathen Child. As I said, the first song I heard from this album, and the one that got me interested in this album and this band. And it's funny to sort of realize that this is actually now one of my least favorite songs on the album. The huge guitar sound is really great. I love the guitar on this song. But really, it's actually the lyrics and the chorus. I feel like the chorus is not that great at all. The lyrics aren't all that great, and it's just not as good as the other songs on this album. And the music video, which I'll leave a link to down there, like I said, really weird. Almost weird just for the sake of being weird. It's just, go watch it. The next song, When My Baby Comes, is one of my favorites on the album. And it's it is the first song on the album that doesn't just hit you over the head with this raw sound right off the bat. Instead, they sort of wait till about halfway through the song, but in the beginning, it uses bongos and strings to lead into that big build-up, and it's the kind of jam that it gets into about halfway through the song that kind of reminds me of When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. Just sort of, you can picture like two badasses walking away from an explosion in slow motion. And this song's almost 7 minutes, but every second kicks ass. I love the chorus, and once again, I love the guitar. It's just a powerful song. The next song, What I Know, is easily the quietest song on the album. Everything's really faint. There's a really quiet acoustic guitar, really quiet kick drum, and really pretty background vocals, which frankly I think are the highlight of this song. And while I wouldn't say this is a great song or anything, it's a nice change of pace, and I think it serves as a nice sort of interlude to the second half of this album. The next song on the album, Evil, is a return to that aggressive guitar-driven sound that made up the first half of this album, and I love the way this song opens up with Nick Cave singing, "Baby, baby, baby, baby," and it's just a heavy-hitting track, and the background vocals do get a little repetitive. They just sort of sing "evil" over and over, just sort of yell it. And Nick Cave says "baby" about 1,000,000,000 times, but I like this song. I like the guitar riff, and I like the lyrics. They made me smile more than a few times. The next song, Kitchenette, I think is one of the best songs on the album. The I Want You hook, sung by Nick Cave, is really, really catchy, but at the same time, you've sort of got this story going on. It's just sort of a classic scenario of someone getting involved with a housewife and, sneaking out a window before the husband gets back. There's a few really, really raunchy lines in here that are also pretty funny at the same time. Near the beginning of the song, he sings, "I put my fingers in your biscuit jar and crush all your gingerbread men." Just weird and gross and awesome. The next song, Palaces of Montezuma, has some hints of like 60s Rolling Stones kind of stuff with the piano and the tambourine, and I think it's the most accessible song on the album. Probably the least weird. And also, this is sort of like a genuine love song as opposed to most of the songs on this album that are genuine lust songs. I mean, even Nick Cave's vocals are still energetic, but not as in-your-face and aggressive. And once again, the background vocals are addictive. The last song in this album is called Bellringer Blues, and as the title implies, this is sort of a bluesier track, and it's a lot darker. Lines like "I'll sail around the waters for you, kill your sons and daughters for you," really are a testament to that. And really my favorite part about this song is the instrumentation. I know I've said it a million times, but the guitar is awesome, and it doesn't get any more awesome than this song on this album. And once again, it's a pretty long song. I'd say this is kind of similar to When My Baby Comes, in the sense that it's sort of this long, epic, bluesy track, and I think it's a good closer. So all in all, great album. I really love it. Really, this is just like a testosterone-driven, aggressive, hard-hitting album, and I love pretty much every second of it. I'd say the two worst songs on the album are probably Heathen Child and Evil, and I like both of those songs, so I mean, what does that say? Instrumentation is great. Like I said, guitar's awesome. Drums work too. Bass guitar leads the way when it needs to. And Nick Cave just seems like he's going to be, and he just seems like he's one of those guys who's just going to be cool forever. I mean, he's 53 and he made this album. Just talk about ambitious. And I will say that this album isn't for everybody. Sam, I'm talking to you. Don't listen to it. Don't bother. It's not for you. Because it's very weird. And it's not necessarily just put together well. And they do that on purpose. It's, like I said, it's raw. It's not supposed to be very clean and poppy. This is just a raw rock album. And it's not for everybody. But it was for me. I really like this album. Like I said, every song's good, just really consistent down to the end. Not too long, not too short. I've got to give this one an 8.5 out of 10. I really liked it, and I suggest that everybody but Sam go check this album out, because if there's even a slight chance that you'll like it as much as I did, then it's worth your time for sure. So I'm Rory Sullivan for Track by Track Reviews. Once again, the album is Grinderman 2 by Grinderman. Until next time. Till next time.